Diane in Denmark here, and welcome back to another compilation of the Flylady's 31 baby steps, the chaos to clean in 31 days. Now, what I made for you so far was the pep talks, which I did back in January of 2017. It seems like such a long time ago. And right just now on Instagram, we have been revisiting the steps. Some of you have been doing the steps for the first time. What you're about to see is the last day, day 31, and also I've added in the next couple of steps. I've added in, what happens next after the 31 baby steps. So that's what you're going to see, plus a quick fix video, because I know for some of you, even though the 31 baby steps are working for you, we all have that kind of crisis mode sometimes when we find out that guests are coming and we need to do a quick crisis clean. So there's a video about that. So I hope this will give you a feel of where we're heading next with the videos. Remember, I am always here making videos about, I'm holding your hand while we do zone cleaning and zone missions. I am holding your hand when we are doing the basic weekly plan, but don't worry about all those things just yet. The main thing is that you focus on the baby steps. Keep going with your routines. Routines are always first. And then once you add in the routines, once you've, feeling okay and comfy with your routines, then you can add in the weekly home blessing hour. And then once you've done that for a couple of weeks, then you can start adding in the zones and the missions. But remember, don't get ahead of yourself. Take it gently. We're learning something here and it's going to take a while to get used to it. And what we don't want is anybody to burn out. That's not what we do. So anyway, I shall let you see the videos. I hope you can hear me because it's pouring with rain here, but I've got my candle going so it's nice and hoogly. So anyway, let's roll the videos and I shall see you on the other side. Diane in Denmark, live long and prosper. Flylady Diane here, and here we are, can you believe it? Day 31 of the Flylady's 31 baby steps. We did it. Go us and go you. Give yourself a big pat on the back if you've been with us either from day one or you've maybe been an old fly baby and you've just revisited us. I hope you've got a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a glass of water. Are your shoes on? My indoor shoes are on as always. There you go. Sink shined. And I thought it might be good to have a little recap of all the things that you have been doing since day one, because we've done a lot. I mean, it feels like just yesterday that we started, but we've been adding, we took a small baby step every day and we've been adding to it. Okay, so here you go, eyes down for full house. We have been dressing to shoes, hair, makeup, something nice. We've been making the bed. We've added in a swish and swipe of the bathroom. And remember, you don't need to do the swish and swipe every day, and you don't need to do all your bathrooms every day, just whichever one you're in, do a swish and swipe there. We have been doing, getting up to date with laundry, doing laundry from start to finish, making it a routine. We've been thinking about what's for dinner. We've been planning what's for dinner using our calendar. What else have we done? Oh yeah, we've been using our calendar also to check what's happening tomorrow so that we can look out our outfit and have that ready to go for tomorrow. And before we go to bed at a decent hour, we're getting more sleep, we have been shining our sink. So that was what we've done for our routines, but we've done so much more than that. We have also, I hope the Flylady system has given you the tools to start getting rid of the clutter in your house. Remember, we want to bring down these walls. We don't need walls of clutter. We're trying to build bridges, to our family and, the ones that we love, and we've got to get rid of this clutter. So we've got some tools for that. You know what to do now when you see the clutter. We started off by doing 2 minutes, and we added into our day a 2-minute hotspot rescue. So we were getting rid of the hotspots in our house, all those piles of paper that pile up. And then after the 2-minute hotspot every day, we also added in a 5-minute room rescue. And remember, the 5-minute room rescue, that was in the worst room in your house, and we're just going in there for 5 minutes, focusing on the job and doing what we could in 5 minutes. And I hope, you know, with these 31 days that you've seen improvements in that worst room of the house. Thank you for your comments. I love reading that these steps have helped. The next tool in our decluttering toolbox was doing 15 minutes on decluttering an area in the house, and that could be, you know, going through a drawer, a bookshelf, the children's clothes, you know, and we're using a timer because the timer tells us when to start. It helps us to just jump in there and do something, but the timer also helps us to stop so that we're not taking out all the clothes or doing all the books, because that all or nothing thinking has hopefully changed for you these past 31 days. It's not an all or nothing thing. We're doing something where we're going the middle way. So those are the tools in our decluttering toolbox. We've got the 2-minute hotspot, the 5-minute room rescue, and the 15-minute decluttering session. But we also, I hope, learned to use our timer also as a stopwatch. That, you know, when we've been procrastinating about jobs, you know, things like emptying the dishwasher, that we used our timer as a stopwatch, and it hopefully opened our eyes to the fact that these things that we keep on putting off, it actually only takes a few minutes. Did you do that when we talked about using the timer as a stopwatch? Did you actually time how long it took you to unload the dishwasher? Because, you know, for me, I never want to unload the dishwasher, but it only takes anywhere between 3 and 4 minutes. So, and in 3 or 4 minutes time, you know, I can be complaining about it, but I can probably get it unloaded in that time. So that's what we had in our little toolbox of tools to help you declutter, and keep going with that. You know, and if you can't do 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, do what you can. One of my favorite years in Flylady for the mottos was 2011, because we had this motto that was going for 7 in 2011, and that really helped me because I just thought of things in multiples of 7, like I would get rid of 7 magazines, or I would work for 7 minutes. You get the idea. So do whatever works for you, but just do something. It doesn't have to be 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. You just set your timer for the amount of time that you have and you do it, okay? So that was what we've done with decluttering. We've made these brilliant routines for the bookends of our day, but we've also been focusing on you and me. You know, eating meals regularly, you know, planning breaks, sitting down, having a glass of water. You know, we've been putting up sticky notes to remind us to drink water, to eat food, because we look after everybody else, but why don't we look after ourselves? We really need to put ourselves first. So we gotta eat, you know, eat, drink, take our vitamins, get to bed early, you know, get enough sleep. Gosh, I need to look at my list because we've done so many things in these 31 days. Oh, yeah, the other thing is, we were using the sticky notes in the beginning, and you may still have your sticky notes up. Mine are getting a bit tatty now, but we put them at the sink. Please keep this area clear. I've got one in my bathroom cupboard that says, remember to swish and swipe. And we graduated from, well, not graduated from, but in addition to our sticky notes, we also started a control journal. And we didn't get all perfectionist about it, and we didn't run out to the store or go to the stationery store and, you know, waited until we had the perfect folder. And we just took pieces of paper that we had lying around and we came up with our first control journal. So if you did that, kudos to you. And maybe now is the time, to start putting it up. Maybe you want to buy yourself a nice folder and start printing off and adding in stickers. You deserve it. But in the beginning, we just got to start small because we have this all or nothing attitude, as I've mentioned before. Now, we are at the end of these 31 days. I mean, this is day 31. And I know some of you, which is really sweet, are already having withdrawal symptoms, saying, but what happens after these 31-day videos? Don't panic, all right? Don't panic. All we want you to do is keep going with these routines that you have built in the last 31 days. And I've got a very important message. I want you to hear this. If you didn't do everything that we did in 31 days, don't worry, okay? It's not, there's no perfect way to do Flylady, and you don't have to do it perfectly to see some changes in your house and to see daily benefits from the system. Now, if you feel like, it's not really working, this Flylady system works. So maybe you have to go back, have a look at the videos and see if there's anything that you didn't really take on board or were a bit skeptical about, because if you did, maybe it's a good time to, give it a try, because, go ahead, prove us wrong that making the bed doesn't change your life. So let's not get perfectionist here about things. Just do what you can. But if you have watched all these 31-day videos but haven't actually done anything, now is the time. Okay, just jump in and do something, and I promise you it will change. It will change your house and your head. And what happens now? What happens after the 31 days? Well, don't worry, we're just continuing on with our routines. We're checking them off. We're getting rid of the clutter bit by bit, bag by bag. It's going out of the door to recycling or the charity store, or we're giving it away, or it's going in the trash. But I'm going to give you a few more videos. There's plenty of videos on my channel on YouTube, Flylady Diane, you can't miss me. But from now on, we're going to start going a bit further into the Flylady system. And don't worry, I will be there to take your hand and show you the way and guide you through. We will be adding in weekly home blessing. Weekly home blessing is just a fancy name for how we clean our house. We do a quick clean of the house, and it takes about 1 hour per week. And please don't start saying, oh, but my house is big. I'll cover that in the videos about the weekly home blessing. We'll also be doing zones. I'll be explaining how the zones work, how the Flylady Zones work, and about zone cleaning and emissions. Don't worry, I'll be there to hold your hand, so let's not worry about it. And also I will be explaining how the basic weekly plan works. Every day has a purpose, so I will be showing you how to make that work for you, so that whether you are working outside the home, at home, if you're working shifts, how the basic weekly plan is going to help you. It's going to free up your time and make you more productive. Because remember, this Flylady system, if you are in manufacturing and in science, you've probably heard of the lean process, where we just put things into routines to save time, energy, money. That's what Flylady is for your life. It's the lean process. So I've been talking for over 10 minutes. I've got to get on with my day. You've got to get on with your day. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for following these videos for 31 days. I've loved reading the comments. I'm going to be careful now because I'm getting a bit teary. But I shall see you all for the next videos. Just give yourselves a really good pat on the back. Keep going with the Flylady system, because you know what? We can all fly. We can all fly. This system works. And yeah, not much more to say apart from live long and prosper. Let me know how you're getting on, and just jump in, Just jump in, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, Flylady Diane, signing off. This is the last day of the 31 baby steps. Signing off from wonderful Copenhagen, and I shall see you all very soon. Bye for now. Flylady Diane here. About 3 weeks ago, we did the Flylady's 31 baby steps together, and I thought this was maybe a good time to check in with you and see how things are going, look at the next step forward. But before we start, as usual, please make sure before you start watching any YouTube videos or reading everything on the internet, make sure that you've got your dress to shoes, got your indoor shoes on, and even you probably might want to set a timer, because you know what it's like, you think you're going to watch one video and then you get sucked into the internet. We don't want that happening. So I've got the timer going this end. And listen, if you're going to make this your break time, you know, grab a cup of coffee, some water to drink. I'm just going to take a quick slurp before I sit down and talk to you. So, 3 weeks have gone since we did the 31 baby steps. And thank you for all the fantastic comments about the videos. You had a lot of questions along the way, great questions, and I tried to answer them in the comments. And if there was one thing that was very clear, there was one theme that I see in the comments for all the YouTube videos and also from the ladies that I mentor, is that we always feel that we're not doing enough, that we're not doing the Flylady system properly, perfectly, exactly. And as I've said in all my videos before, please, if there's anything that you take away from these videos, know that anything that you are doing is better than zero. Okay? The whole reason of doing 31 baby steps is to show you what you can do when you actually get off your backside, put on your shoes, get dressed to shoes, and do something. And we're not saying that you need to clean the whole house or declutter the whole house, because that's the mentality that we had before. It was the all or nothing. You know, remember, we would not clean anything for days, weeks, months, some cases years, you know, like me with my windows. But with the 31 baby steps, we learned how to use our timer and just do 2 minutes clearing off a hot spot. And I know a lot of you did the 2 minutes and you cleared it off and you had that fantastic feeling. You know, it's, yeah, I can do this, you know, I can see that it works. But then we get that all those bad negative thoughts in our heads again, and we think, oh, but I'm not doing it every day. You know what? You don't have to be doing a 5-minute room rescue every single day. Okay? It's great if you can, but you know what? Our lives are not built like that. That's why we have these small routines that we've been building over the 31 days. We started out, you know, we made a control journal. Remember, we just took any kind of file folder that we had lying around in the house. We didn't go out and buy more stuff. We just used what we had, and we came up, you know, with things that inspire us. We made a short morning routine and an evening routine, and we started to look at what was sabotaging us in our daily lives. Like, you know, we started getting to bed at a decent hour, you know, getting more sleep. How fantastic was that? You know, drinking water. We were beginning to plan meals. We were beginning to look ahead and see what was coming, so we didn't have that feeling of always being overwhelmed and not know what was going on. That's why we start with 31 baby steps, because we're just building small habits. And also we saw with our own eyes and in our own homes the power of just setting a timer and focusing on the job and getting it done. So please don't feel that you're not doing it the right way. There is no right way or wrong way to do Flylady. there was a lady who phoned into a Flylady radio program many years ago, and it was something that struck a chord with me. And she said the Flylady system for her was all about just making things better. Everything that she touched around the house during the day, just making it better. And I love that. You don't have to declutter your whole house in one day. If we can just, as we go around, our day, and every time we open a drawer, there may be one or two things that can go straight into recycling, or you think, I will give that to a co-worker or a friend. We can use all those small minutes of time that we have. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. But the good thing is when we've got the timer, it starts us off on the job, it focuses us, and it means that, okay, we're just going to get dug in and we're going to do the job, and when the timer goes off, we get to stop. So, how did you get on with the 31 baby steps? Did you feel that it's changed things for you? Are you still going with your routines? Maybe, this is 3 weeks later, maybe you've found out that things need to be changed around. That's fine, it's not a problem. That's what we're doing. We're just, changing things slightly as we go along, finding out what works for you, because what works for you may not be what works for me or the lady next door. With some of my, the ladies who I mentor, they were following the Flylady morning routine as it's marked on the website. But you know what? Sometimes we need to change it up and find out that maybe getting dressed to shoes is the main thing that you need to have written on your morning routine, because once you get over that hurdle, all the other things get done. Okay, so just use these baby steps as a guideline. Okay, and as I always say, anything you do is better than nothing. Absolutely anything that you do, 2 minutes there, 1 minute there, 3 minutes there, it's all good. If it hasn't been working for you, the Flylady system, I want you to be really honest with yourselves, okay? Have you done what we suggested that you do? Did you make a control journal? Did you sit down for 5 minutes with a cup of coffee and just write down some things on the morning routine list? Did you do it? Or did you think, I don't think that's going to work? I want you to be really honest with yourselves. Are you getting dressed to shoes? Did you actually try it? Because if you didn't, it's like the Flylady says, we can show you the way, we can show you what works for thousands, millions of people, but unless you actually get up off your backside and try it and do it, nothing is going to change. Okay, so I want you to think about that. If it's not working for you, go back, look at the 31 baby step videos. Is there something that you didn't try or didn't think would work and were resisting it? Prove us wrong. Try it and let me know that does not work. All right? Now, when we were finished the 31 baby step videos, I promised you that we'd go a bit deeper into the system. And I don't know if for those of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, you probably have already seen it, but I've made up a playlist for you about the weekly home blessing. Now, weekly home blessing, if you're new to Flylady or if it's been confusing for you, what it is it's roughly 1 hour per week where we surface clean the main areas of our home. Now, notice there, I didn't say we're going to detail clean the whole house. No, we're going to spend 1 hour surface cleaning the main areas of our home. Now, my main areas of my home may be different from your main areas. Okay, you've got to use your common sense, go with the flow, try it. And what I've done in the playlist is I've made up there are 7 tasks. Taking out trash and recycling, dusting, wiping mirrors, windows. Each of those takes 10 minutes. and you can just follow along the playlist that I've made for you, and we can work along together. Remember, in those videos, I don't want you sitting down with a cup of coffee. You were meant to be, you know, I'm working in my house and you're working in yours. You can just follow through the playlist of the 7 tasks, or if you prefer to, you know, spread it out, you know, stretch out over the whole week, you can do one a day, and I've labelled them, you know. Monday is mopping, Tuesday is, was it trash? I can't remember. Anyway, it's all there on the playlist, so go and have a look at that. And remember, you don't need to do it exactly the way I do it, but I will be working along with you. I set the timer, so you don't need to worry about doing too much or not doing enough. We just work together and see how that goes for you. That's the weekly home blessing. That's the surface clean of the main areas of your house. And then, working in conjunction with that, we have the zones in Flylady, and I've started making videos for those. The first one is already out. And the zone cleaning and the zone decluttering, that's when we really get the nitty-gritty in each area. So when I'm making this video this week, we are in zone 4, which is the master bedroom, and I've made a little video for it, and I explain what the zone is and what kind of tasks, missions will be coming up. And you know, normally on the Flylady website, or if you look at it on the Flylady Plus app, you'll see the missions, and it could be a mixture of decluttering, cleaning. They basically go together. So the only thing I want to say to you when you're watching this video is, don't think, I need to go Googling and looking at other videos. You know what? We're just going to take it baby stepping as we always do, nice and slow and steady. You're going to keep going with your 31 baby steps. Keep checking off your routines, either in your control journal or if you've got it on your telephone or your iPad. Try and do a weekly home blessing. You don't have to have decluttered the house in order to do a weekly home blessing. And also, you know, try some of the missions. And don't worry if you can't do a whole weekly home blessing, and don't worry if you can't do 5 missions in 1 week. Just anything, all right? That I really want you to embrace that thought that anything that you do is great. Okay, and you've got me backing you up on this. So I'm going to stop the video here. Let me know if there's anything that's still puzzling you about the system. I'm going to be checking in with you probably twice per week from now on. I'll be telling you about the zones, which zone that we're in, giving you some tips, and also checking up on weekly home blessing. And just please make sure, you know, you're going to have some good days, bad days. I've had some really tough days recently because the weather, you know, I've still got, it's not real winter depression, but lack of sun really takes its toll on me. On those days, just make sure that you're really, really good to yourself, all right? Keep going with the routines, they'll pull you through, and try and get out and find some sunshine if you can. All right, that's it from me, Flylady Diane, in beautiful sunny Copenhagen. Yay! The spring is finally on its way. I'm going outside to dig up some more snowdrops because the last ones, they flowered and they're back in the garden again. Make sure that you finish off your coffee. Don't stay here too long. Get up and do something, okay? Don't stay watching YouTube videos all day. And I shall see you very soon. Okay, live long and prosper. Have a great day. Bye for now. Flylady Diane here. I've been swithering about making this video because on the one hand, I'm going to give you a quick fix, a quick start to the Flylady system. And the problem with that is if you have tried to quick start, have a quick fix to anything, you'll know that that is not the solution. And for those of you who have been following the Flylady system and the routines, you will know that the small baby steps work. That's the way forward. But I also understand that when you first find Flylady, you are desperate, perhaps you've got guests coming over, you just don't know where to start, and even the baby steps, it just seems like it's going to take too long. So I'm going to give you a quick a quick fix, quick start today, but you've got to promise me that after today, you come back and join us, because we don't want to live like that anymore. We don't want to be always doing these quick fixes and, you know, trying to put out fires everywhere. That is not good for any of us. It's not a great way to live, and it just gives you a lot of stress. But anyway, without further ado, let's get to it. Now, we've got a few ground rules here. So if you want the quick fix, you're going to have to do what we do, and you'll get there. First of all, I'm going to be setting a timer. So if you've got a timer at home, that'll be really useful. Main thing is that before you even start, you are dressed to shoes. And what do I mean by that? You know, we're not running around in yoga pants and flip-flops and bare feet. You've got clothes on. If you've got time to put on a bit of lipstick and put on some earrings, that would be fantastic. Main thing is that you have on shoes, and I shall show you. We're not talking about big hobnailed boots here. We're just talking about a pair of indoor shoes, plim soles, gym shoes. Those are mine. Those are my grey indoor shoes. That's what we're going to be using. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack various areas of our home, so that if today you've got guests coming over, you don't know where to start, or perhaps you've been ill for several weeks and you want to get right in there, this video is for you. But as I said, please come back and just do the baby steps with us, because it's so much easier when you just do a little every day. Right, first of all, I'm going to set the timer. You set your timer at home, and you're going to come back to me when the timer goes off. But I'm going to tell you what to do. We're going to start, and today you're not going to need a lot of cleaning equipment. Normally I say I've got my little cleaning caddy, which I carry around with me. You're not going to really need that today, because we are just kind of prepping the house for people coming in. So what you will need is, if you have like a big linen basket, you know, a dirty washing hamper, I'm using one of the Flylady bins. I like the pink one. You do not have to have anything special to do this today. All you need is something that you can carry around the house for any items that you find that are in the wrong place or are making a mess. And also, if you've got a bin bag for recycling or trash, that's the only things that you're going to need. Remember, it doesn't need to be the Flylady bins, it doesn't need to be anything special, just a bag and a box, whatever you have, all right? So first of all, we will start, you're going to set your timer for 15 minutes, and we're going to start in the kitchen. And all you're going to do in your kitchen is you're going to work for 15 minutes, get the music going, you know, something to get you up and running. And you're going to look in your kitchen and say, you know, are there dirty dishes? Get them in the dishwasher. Have you got things cluttering up the counter? Just put things away as fast as you can. If you have dirty towels and dish towels, you know, let's put those in the washing basket and put out some fresh ones. And remember, we don't need to have the kitchen sparkling clean in 15 minutes. We're just clearing the surfaces. That's all we're doing, okay? If you get finished before the 15 minutes, that's fantastic. You can maybe, wipe down a counter. But all we're doing in the beginning is just putting things back. You've probably got some cereal packets that are left lying out on the counter, a lot of bottles, oil, vinegar. If you really don't have any space to squash them in the cupboards right now, you can even do an emergency solution, put out a tray and, put them all together on the tray. It's a visual thing that makes it look less messy. So I'll set the timer for 15 minutes. You set your timer for 15 minutes and then you come back and we'll talk again. All right, ready? Oh, make sure you got your shoes on. Ready, steady, go. And you're off. Okay, off you go and I'll see you in 15 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Did you come back? Are you back with me? Great. How did you get on? I hope you managed to, clear a few surfaces in the kitchen. That's great. That's the first thing down. Before we go into the next room, what I want you to do is take a glass of water. Okay, I know you think, oh, we need to get on to the next thing. No, you just got to take 30 seconds. Go and grab yourself a glass of water. I shall do the same. There we go, and we'll say cheers with water. You can do it. Great. So, have you got your water? Well done. First part is done, the kitchen. We're going to move on to another room, so come with me. Let me just pause the camera. Okay, we've moved to a different room now. We're going to work on the living room because your guests will probably be in your living room. So you're going to set your timer again for the golden 15 minutes, and you're just going to work as fast as you can in this room. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but you know, you can use your basket. If you find any items that belong in another room, put them in the basket. We're not in the stages of decluttering right now. We're not sorting things. Just take the things, put them in the basket and keep going. You've also got your rubbish bag, your trash bag. Any obvious trash or recycling, get them out of this room. That could be newspapers, magazines, catalogues. The way I do it, if I'm doing something like this, is I work around the room clockwise. So just start at the door and look and see what are the obvious messes or hotspots in the room. You may want to fluff up the cushions in the sofas, fold blankets, remote controls can go back beside the television and the video. You know, if you find children's things, put them in the basket or get the kids to come and, you know, lift up their toys for 5 minutes. That really makes a huge difference. So I'm not going to say any more. You know what to do. You've still got your shoes on, you're dressed. And I'm setting the timer for 15 minutes. So go work for 15 minutes and then come back to me. All right, ready, steady, you can do it. Off we go. So are you coming back to me? Come back to me. There we go. Another 15 minutes of work done. Well done. If you're doing this another time and you finish before the timer goes off, you know, maybe fill up the fruit bowl, cut a couple of flowers from the garden, you know, just give it those homely touches. Right, we're going to change room, so I'm just going to pause the camera while we move again. So the next place we're going to be working for 15 minutes is in your bathroom, whichever bathroom your guests are going to be using or looking at. Set your timer for 15 minutes and remember, just do as much as you can in the time. We're not decluttering in the bathroom, we're not doing detailed cleaning, we are just making it look nice for guests coming in. So that means, you know, if you've got any towels on the floor, pick them up, put them in the washing hamper. If they're going straight in the washing hamper, then, you know, take that towel and wipe out your sink. If the towels are still okay and fairly clean, get them hung up. Put out some new toilet roll. Look inside your bath, beside your bath or beside the shower. You know, if you've got some old bottles that need flinging out, get them in the trash, get them in the recycling. If there's a tiny little bit left, you know, just pour the soap down the toilet. Give your toilet a quick swish and swipe. All right, I'm not going to say any more because I know you want to get running because your guests are probably arriving any minute. But get your timer running for 15 minutes and come back to me when the 15 minutes are gone. Okay, see you on the other side. And you're off. So are you almost done with 15 minutes? There we go. Right. You've done the kitchen. You've prepped the living room and you've prepped the bathroom. Great, fantastic. If you have time right now, please go and get yourself another glass of water or sit down for a couple of minutes. The last area that we're going to do before your guests arrive is, I don't know if you can see that here, it's a kind of bad area for me to film. It's the hall. This is where the guests are coming in. So you're going to look around and you're going to see if there are any shoes which can be put away in a hall cupboard, any coats that can be hung up. Do you have boxes lying in the hall that, you know, are meant to go out to the garage, or maybe they need to go into the car? Maybe you've been doing some decluttering. Just let's make a bit of space in that hall so that your guests can come in, and also make sure that you probably have 1 or 2 empty coat hangers or coat pegs so that they can place, you know, their coats when they come in. Just do as much as you can in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Get the kids to help, you know, ask them to come and retrieve their things. Everybody's working together, and see how much you can do in the time. Okay, so I'm going to set the timer again for 15 minutes. Remember, if you get finished before the 15 minutes has gone, sit down, put your feet up, all right, or take a glass of water. But anyway, on we go with the show, and it's the golden 15 minutes. Use your timer, and I shall see you at the end of the 15 minutes. Ready, steady, go. So are you coming back? Here we go, time's running out. Yay, okay. We are finished. Now, hopefully you're feeling a lot better about the state of your house. You'll probably have a full basket of things which you've just picked up and which need to go away. If you don't have time to do it right now, then go ahead and put it in a corner in your bedroom before the guests arrive. But I want you to promise me that the first thing, as soon as the guests have gone, or tomorrow morning, you're going to take a timer for 15 minutes and you're going to put away the things that you have in that basket. Because the reason that we need one of these quick starts, the reason why we get overwhelmed is that we keep on putting off decisions. We will not decide what to do with something, and that's why we end up with so much clutter and junk, because we don't know what to do with it. You know what it's like? The mail comes in and you're not quite sure what to do, so you don't do anything. You put off the decision making and it lands up in your hotspot pile. The reason that we have the Flylady system is that we don't want to live with that insecurity, the feeling of being overwhelmed. We don't want to live like that anymore. So we just have to make some small decisions, small baby steps every day. And that's why, you know, I did a video before about, you know, paper clutter. When the mail comes into the house, decide there and then what you're going to do with it. Don't put it down in a pile and say, I'll decide that later, because what you're really saying to yourself is, I can't make the decision. I don't want to make the decision. Anyway, you've probably got guests coming. I'll let you get to, because you probably want to do the last minute touches to the house, you know, put out some fresh flowers, get some snacks for them. But please promise me you'll come back and check out the Flylady system, and you'll take the baby steps with us, because if you've seen the comments on the other videos, you will know that the baby steps are the way forward, not this stash and dash mentality that we've had before. That really doesn't work, okay? But anyway, I hope this video has been helpful. If you need more help with, you know, the cleaning, decluttering side of things, I've made a whole load of videos. Just delve in and just do what you can, all right? Because I've said before, there's no wrong way to do Flylady, just do a little bit, all right? So, Flylady Diane signing off from a bit dull and grey Copenhagen. I'm going to put away my basket now, and I'm going to sit down and have a cup of tea, all right? And I suggest that you do the same thing. Okay, see you on the other side. Bye for now. Yeah, that's it. Okay, see you soon. Flylady Diane here. If you saw me yesterday explaining about Zone 2, the kitchen, you will have heard me talking about using those stolen minutes, those magic minutes, when you're just waiting for something else to happen, that you can use those magic minutes to get things done. And if you are following the Flylady's Facebook page, you'll know that she's doing a whole lot of challenges right now, because this is what the Flylady system is all about, just using the time that you have, not thinking that you have to have a whole chunk of time to get things done, but just using what you've got, you know, using 2 minutes or 5 minutes. And I was chatting with my very good friend, Flylady Melissa. Flylady Melissa and I were like that. We've got the same work ethic, the same warped sense of humour, and we like to get things done and have fun when we're doing it. And a long time ago, oh gosh, this must be like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, when Flylady Premium started, we brainstormed things that you could do in under 2 minutes or under 5 minutes or under 15 minutes as, you know, a help to the ladies who were mentoring, because a lot of you who are working outside of the home, when you come home from work, you know, you've had a tough day, you've been working hard, and the last thing that you want to do is do something in your house. But, you know, you can just use 2 minutes, you know, all those stolen minutes. And also if you are working inside the home, if you're working from home, retired, you've heard me say it all before, the idea of just using 2 minutes to do something is a great motivator, because especially on these days when we really have a bad case of the I don't wannas, it just, you know, gets us kicked into action, because once we can get ourselves moving, you know, it's like if you kind of push a ball down the hill, once we kind of push ourselves over the hill, then we start rolling and we've got a bit of momentum going. So anyway, I looked in my Flylady control journal, and listen, if you haven't made a Flylady control journal, please go and look at the 31 baby steps. And also if you're a new, because I know there are tons of new subscribers, and thanks for subscribing. If you are just new at Flylady, or even if you have been with Flylady for a long time and it hasn't been working, go and do the 31 baby steps. I mean, I learned tons when I was doing the videos for the 31 baby steps. I'll put a link up there. You know, we can all benefit from just going through the steps again, because it just reinforces that, you know, just a little bit helps. Just anything that you can do is really good, and not to get perfectionist. Anyway, back to the control journal. So Flylady Melissa and I, we made up this list, and I've got it here. I'll read out the first part of the list. These were tasks that you can do in 1 to 2 minutes. You can set your timer, and I shall put these tasks, and I'll put them in the information about this video and as a pinned comment so you can find them. And I think it would be really fun, indulge me please, if you can just pick one of the things from the list and see if you can do it, and comment and say that you did it. Or you can even comment and say, I don't think this is going to work, and then come back and tell me once you've done it, and, you know, give us an update of, oh, you know, you were a skeptic, but wow, this is the only way forward for you from now on. And also, if you have any little things that you do, you know, while you're waiting for something to happen, you know, like standing in the queue at the grocery store, and then you can just send a nice text to somebody you love or to the kids, let me know your ideas. So here we go. Right, and remember, these were things that Flylady Melissa and I, hello Melissa, thought you can do within 1 to 2 minutes, all right? So, first of all, put on your lace-up shoes. Yeah, and I'm just going to show to you today. You know, I've done my morning routine, dressed the shoes, and today I've actually got my old elasticated sandals on. Can you see that? And as I've told you before, when I was interviewed for one of the posts of Flylady Mentor, all the mentors went through an interview process, and then the final interview was with Marla, so, you know, the Flylady. And when I was being interviewed by her over Skype, we were actually both wearing the same kind of shoes. So, you know, it doesn't have to be lace-up gym shoes, just anything that won't fall off your feet and stitch your feet. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So here we go with the list. You can put on your lace-up shoes. You can shine your sink. Remember, I showed you yesterday, it took me less than 2 minutes to give my sink a bit of tender loving care. You can swish a toilet, mine is done. You can swipe a sink or a counter, you know, just take some antibacterial, I don't know, wipe or whatever, just wipe it down. You can polish a mirror. I did that yesterday in a weekly home blessing. You can start the laundry, you know, you can sort for a couple of minutes or put them into the machine and press the go button. You can clear off a hot spot. You saw me doing that in the 31 baby steps. You'll see me clearing off my hot spot, which is in the kitchen. You can declutter a few items from a shelf, a cabinet or a drawer. As I said to you yesterday, that's often what I do when I'm waiting for tea to brew. I just open one of the drawers and see what's in there. You can load the dishwasher or get the kids to load the dishwasher. You can remove science projects from the fridge. Not that I have any science projects in my fridge. I'm going to be working on that tomorrow. Take out the trash, take out the rubbish. You can spend just 2 minutes hanging up coats in the hallway, you know, or putting away shoes. You can collect the dirty laundry from one room or 2 rooms. You can take your handbag, you know, your purse, your wallet, and you can remove any junk that's in there for 2 minutes or receipts. Oh, and I must tell you a funny story because we were talking about this with the other Flylady Premium mentors, and one of them, I won't name which one it was. She was at some kind of dance competition with her daughters, and she was just going through her her purse, her handbag, you know, clearing out things, and she found this piece of chewing gum because she had said to her daughter, you know, remember to move any chewing gum before you go up and do your thing, and she didn't realise that the daughter had actually taken it out and just popped it in mum's handbag, so that was quite funny. Anyway, getting sidetracked again. Yeah, so you can spend 2 minutes tidying out your purse or your handbag. You can also spend 2 minutes just removing any trash from the car. That's what I do when I'm filling up at the petrol station. I just walk around and check and see if there's anything in the car that can be removed. You can check your calendar for 2 minutes, maybe write in some appointments if you got a bit behind with that. You can spend 2 minutes and just send a text to a family member or a friend, just telling them that you're thinking about them. You know, you've got to keep your friends on your radar. You can spend 2 minutes prettying up the living room. You know, just fluffing up the what do you call them? The cushions on the couch. You can also take 2 minutes just to gather up any newspapers and magazines that are lying around, put them into a basket, you know, try and get them all into one place so it's easier to find them and also easier to declutter them. You can throw out or shred junk mail, just spend 2 minutes on it. You can put on your lipstick or a bit of mascara or a bit of blusher. You can rub in some hand cream, you know, if you've been out gardening all day or doing the dishes, rub in some hand cream, make yourself feel good. Or spritz yourself with some water if it's very hot where you are. It's really cold here today, even though you can see we've got beautiful sunshine. Or spritz yourself with some perfume. Don't keep, you know, we're coming up for Mother's Day in the USA. If your family gives you something nice like hand cream or perfume, please will you use it. Don't keep it, you know, in a cupboard gathering dust. Put it on top of your dresser and just every time you go past, put on some of the perfume, you know. It was a gift to you, use it. Okay, getting down back off the soapbox now. You can kiss your partner or significant other, or both of them, haha. You can give your kids a big hug. I am so looking forward to giving my son a hug, you know, and I haven't seen him for almost 10-11 months, so I am so looking forward to giving him a hug when I see him in the States next month, and you know what, that's going to be a hug that takes longer than 2 minutes. You can practice, oh, I'm getting teary again. You can practice smiling, you know, look in the mirror and smile. And you can also look in the mirror and say, yes, I can do this. And I know that sounds a bit cheesy, but you know, it might put a smile on your face and you got to fake it till you make it. So anyway, that was the list of all the things that you can do in 1 to 2 minutes. You know, comment down below and say, I don't believe that I can do that in 2 minutes, and then go off and see if you can, or just let me know if it kind of snowballs into something else. So I'm going to pick something from the list, and my thing is I've actually got some laundry to hang up, so I'm going to spend 2 minutes hanging up laundry in the garden. So that was it for me today. Flylady Diane in wonderfully sunny Copenhagen, hoping the temperatures will heat up a bit more today, and I shall see you very soon. I don't have the time, you've heard yourself saying it. If you have time to watch this video, you have time to do one of these tasks, all right? And you can do them, you know, when you are waiting for the kids to finish in the bathroom in the morning, when you're waiting for the kids to put on their shoes in the morning and get them off ready for school. Just take a couple of minutes and use that time wisely, all right? Magic minutes. That's it for me, Flylady Diane. See you very soon. Live long and prosper.